is Normal Sunspire. I'm on a Dragonknight tank. Usually you'll stack up on the same side, but the tank decided to do the other. Usually have the DPS and the healers stand on the stairs behind me. I'm the main tank, so I'm grabbing in all these adds right now. The off tank holds the four-legged kitties, the big ones. I grab the two, so there's two adds to grab right here. Off tank will grab that fate from the left and drag them over so they're in a stack. And then we're going to have a will on the stairs that needs to be grabbed immediately by the main tank and held right there. Any sparkles should not go up in group like that. That means someone stood in front of the silver kitty. It's a sparkle kitty. So once that's all done, the fire dragon is over to this side. So just make sure, really important, that none of the DPS or healers stand in front of any adds in here, because they all pretty much do a yucky attack from the front, except for the fate, because they're ranged. So as we come through these doors right here and an unusually long load screen, then you'll just want to wait for everybody to come in. Once they do, the off tank will grab the four-legged kitty right there and run past, making sure he faces away from the group. I'm going to grab in these stragglers. That one happens to be stunned. And then stack them all on that ice cage right there. So then you'll have a will coming out from the right and two more kitties. There's a fate on the left. The fate is the mage. He should be focused first, and then the two-handers, and then the four-legged kitties. So there's another wave right here. It's two fates, so the one in the back is first. There's a will that comes out, and then the next fate, and then main thing with these kitties is make sure that even when they move and jump, that the tank keeps them faced away from the group, because they do a swipe that can really hurt. Okay, so here, just take the kitty got faced at us when it did its thing, so we'll just stand separate so we don't hurt anyone. It's kind of like an overcharge. Tank will take him over to this corner right here. We'll attack him and move on. So this is in 2x speed, as you can see, so things don't generally go this quickly. So here you'll have everyone stacked behind the statue except for the tanks, maybe a healer to keep them healed. I'll grab the will, and there's another will right here. Make sure you grab those, hold them on the fate, which is usually by this palm tree here. When that fate is dead, then you can start moving them away with the kitties towards the back of the room as the kitties jump. Sometimes they'll end up right back about there. Okay, so this is the first boss. Sorry, before I said it was the fire side, this is actually the ice side. My apologies. So we'll come in here. You can just ignore the tombs. If anyone feels like getting in them, just have a healer heal them to full. So the group stacks on the right, main tank stacks on the left, off tank stands in the back and holds any ice atros that come up. So during the add phase, as the main tank, I like to grab that guy right there, pull him through the first two storm AoEs, and then the off tank will take care of the rest. So when the storm, only attack the storm atro. When the storm atro goes down, drag the ice atro through it, because they don't take much damage otherwise. Here you'll want to block this beam during the duration of it going past you, and then the dragon comes down again for another phase. Just make sure you don't get too close, because he'll knock you back. This fire breath, make sure you're blocking that, and any heavy attacks. That was the ice cage that we were ignoring. Okay, so same thing as before. Just make sure no one stands in front of the ice atro for the cleave. The cleave will hurt and or kill you. Those AoEs, I'm just turning off my effects volume because the dragon's constantly roaring, so I turn that off for this trial. Those AoEs, you'll just want to block them if they hit you, or else you'll get stunned. Not too big of a deal, but it's not really fun to get stunned. Dragon's coming down for another time here. And when he throws his head up in there, that's saying the ice cages are happening, and now he is down. So on this next area here, there will be a will and a fate to the left and to the right. Main tank, I usually grab those guys, and I'll stack them on this other one. Just make sure you don't point the will at the group when he's swiping like that. When he jumps is a good time to reposition. Then he'll run back through. Make sure you call when he's jumping so that when the AoE happens and lands on people, that they can block it or get out of there or dodge roll or whatever it is you feel you need to. These are some of the general chest and heavy sack locations. Normal I usually loot on the way. It's kind of a pain to go back through it. Okay, so after this little bit here, the next add phase is going to be just down below. There's a bunch of guys doing jumping jacks, so I'll just debuff those while the off tank grabs the kitties. There's one from the right and two from the back left. So make sure that the off tank grabs the kitty from the right first and then grabs those other kitties and brings them to stack here. I grabbed one of the cats because he looked like he was loose. Not sure if he positively was, but again, just make sure those cats are faced away from the group and everyone's behind them and follows them as they jump around. Okay, so just to know that this is the only location that there are chests and sacks is in between the ice and the fire boss. You can go the other way and do the fire boss first. I just find I like the ad poles the way that they're facing when you come in when you go this way, because there is an ad pole that will start immediately when you go in the door if you go the opposite direction. So I just like to avoid that when I can. So after these last couple of heavy sacks, down the stairs there will be 3 adds on the back left. I usually take those as main tank, and 2 on the right. So I have everyone wait at the top of the stairs, and once they're grabbed and positioned with those cones facing out away from the group, then everyone can come in behind and just wreck them. If someone has purge, they can toss it out there because that slow is obnoxious. Next you'll go down the ladder here. You don't want to hang out in that tar stuff, oil, whatever it is, because it will kill you. Even if you're healing, believe me, I've tested it. So on normal here, the tank will just take anytime there's a heavy attack, he leaves a fire circle. You don't want to stand in that. You'll just want to go back and forth right here. Everyone else is going to be standing to the right. There should be adds here that the off tank is grabbing, but we killed the boss too fast. So the flame atro and the iron atro did not show up. So every time he jumps down, he rotates a quarter turn to clockwise position. So when he does the breast here, you want to make sure you block that. He usually places 2 AoEs and you go back and forth. We did get an iron atro this time. He's dead before that fire. You want to make sure you go to the edge and don't stand in that fire. If you're tank healing yourself, you can usually survive through it. There's just no need. Just make sure you don't get stuck on a rock when you're going to dodge roll back in. But after that flame AoE, we don't have any adds again, but after the flame AoE is when those the big iron atros take the most damage, so that's when you'll really want to focus them, and you'll want to do the fire atros before, because the fire cleanses the lava that the flame atros leave. And that guy is done. So just turn around to your left here and you'll go up these stairs to the next ad pole. A lot of people kill themselves in that tar and just move on, but I don't see the point. It's relatively easy enough to kill these ads, and plus it's nice to practice them. Okay, so there's 2 waves on this one. There'll be these 2 2-legged kitties right here, and the 2 4-leggeds. All the little extra peripheral ads are not a big deal, just chain them in when you can. After this, there's another phase. I usually have the DPS swap sides. I grab the 3 2-legged here, and then there's 2 4-legged, and just kind of move away. And that usually is over pretty quickly, as long as when those 2 4-legged kitties jump in the air and land, then you can block that and it won't do as much damage to you. It can potentially kill you. Okay, so here the tank started the pull without me, but there are 3 2-legged and 2 4-legged kitties here. So after that is done, then you'll move on through this way here, and we're coming to a fun ad pull. Excuse me. So after you go through these doors here, you'll want to make sure that you don't jump into the center. There's holes in the center. I do like holding the ads in the center, so as you can see to either side, because they funnel in here on their own. It's much quicker, and it's pretty easy to heal and keep everything stacked here. So I'm just chaining in the extra ads. Have those 2 4-legged kitties first, and then we'll have a 2-legged and one off to the side. As you can see, he's just hanging back for some reason, but just make sure you point it away from the center pedestal where the DPS and healers can stack. and just chain in the little extra guys. Once that's done, make sure not to run off into the hole in the back. If you're not feeling adventurous, you can just go stack on one of the corners outside of the center, and you can just have your tanks go gather things and bring them in. Okay, this next bit here, just make sure the tank's the first one up the stairs, because there's a 4-legged kitty waiting here and a couple of baby ads. If you're not tanking something, why not loot? Okay, once that guy's done, he'll come out here and just jump down. You can go down the stairs if you feel like it, or you can try to kill yourself by jumping. We'll just go up the center here. As soon as you open this door, the ad pull will start within a few seconds, so make sure you don't do it till everyone's there, or the will jump out the door at you. So I'm going to take the ads on the left side. There's going to be a fate and a ruin. The other side's a fate and a will, and we'll just come and stack them in the center here together. The point is to hopefully drag the fate so they stand together and die quickly. Okay, once that is over, then we'll go in through here. We're just waiting for a DC right now. Definitely common in this game this time. So here, with this last boss, you can do portals if you want, but you can usually skip them on normal because the Eternal Servant won't kill everybody when he comes back up. But if anyone wants to go down and have fun with it, then they can. There are not too many ads here. So there will be more ads on the 60 and 40% ad pulls. Okay, so we're going to start this so we can pull him in so he doesn't have to run all the way there. Okay, so usually as the main tank, I'll grab everything on the left. Off tank can grab everything on the right. And after the ad phases, there's just going to be some flame AoEs dropping around. Just don't stand in them. Kill these flame atros. And then when those are done, then you'll just run up to the position on the boss like the other dragons. Main tank will be over here on this side. The DPS and the healers on the right. Make sure when he swings his head like that they block. He did portals just before, as you can see when he lifted his head up, as this portal mechanic. And we're going to kill these ads and just pretty much repeat. That time stop, you can stand in it to give a buff to anyone in the portal below. One person went down and cleared the portal and came back up just for fun. So kill those flame atros again. You don't want them to go too long or else they will have a big AoE and explode and hurt. Okay, so same with this one. That's the portal mechanic when he lifts his head, and now we're back on ad phase. I have more ads this time, so we're stacking them together on the fate because the fate does not move very well. That circle right there will enrage the ads, which happened to the off tanks because he didn't take them out. It also gives them health back, so you'll want to dodge roll out of there. I usually do 2 dodge rolls to make sure I'm getting everything out on time. So make sure that the ads don't stay in the enraged circle. You can. It doesn't hurt you. If you're a DPS or a healer, stand there. It's no big deal. Okay, so this is the same thing as before, and just watching the dragon portal phase. As you can see, he's about to do breath. That's when he kind of holds himself back like that. He's jumping up already. We had more people go down to play with the portal, and they defeated the servant. And there's the enraged circle again, but all the ads are dead. It doesn't enrage the flame atros, so you don't have to worry about that. Just the sword and the staff guy. Okay, so we're just avoiding these AoEs. Now we're going to go into execute. So here, you'll see the gold phase, there's going to be 2 little meteors. They'll go out. You want to take them out of group. That person just stood there and left it. But it's over, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.